Hello everyone, welcome to lecture number 3 of this course. And in this lectures, we will um, talk about some prediction of future point with AI. And we also talk about the data science, some fundamental concept that you all need to get into the field. Oh, and before we start, I would like to kindly remind you that in this week and next week tutorial, there will be the in-class quizzes, and they are marked quizzes. Okay, so it's total for 10%. It's in class, it's closed book, so you need to go to the class and do the quiz. At the beginning of your tutorial sections, the quiz will. Oh, I think I have some issue with microphone. So please go to the tutorial sections in your timetable. Actually, when you learn, uh, some students they may refer all the sections, but they cannot register for that. So when they actually go to the tutorial section, they go to the section to refer, but that's not in their section in the timetable. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. However, because the quiz is set up automatically start on your old sections in your timetable according to your timetable. So for week 3 and week 4, you have to go to your correct timetable section show on your timetable, then you can do the quiz. If you go as different time lots, you won't see the quiz. Okay. Uh, and many students ask me how the questions look like, what is it, what's the content. So here I get some sample questions for you. Let's check this question, everyone. You will see similar questions like this in your quiz. Now, A, B, C, D, everyone. What is the Turing test? A, acting humanly. B, thinking humanly. C, thinking rationally. And D, acting rationally. A, B, C, D, everyone. Let me check your answer. Okay, excellent. Excellent. You all get XD. Yes, that's correct. Next one. What is the difference between reactive machine and limited memory AI? A reactive machine can learn from past experiences, while limited memory AI cannot. B reactive machine can only analyze data in the present moment, while limited memory can use data from the past and present. C reactive machine is better at understanding human emotions than limited memory AI, and delimited memory AI is a theoretical concept, while reactive machine is real life. ABCD. ABCD for these questions. You think B? Look like this is a little bit harder, right? So in your quiz, there are total 15, 15 questions in your quiz, and 10 questions will be easy one, so you get 0.5 points, zero point 0.5 mark for that. And 5 questions look harder, like this one. So even this one is not hard, right? And you get 1 point. Okay, so you have 15 questions in general. Yeah, and excellent, everyone. Again, got XD. That's B. Okay. So now you can confidence about the quiz, right? Um, so what will be the content of the quiz? It's actually the thing I cover in on the lectures and the tutorial. So if uh, you attend the online lectures and the tutorial, that should be enough for you to get, for sure you will get above average. But for higher one, I think it's also not very hard, right? So no worries about that. Any questions before we continue with the content? Oh, and for the detail, you can see is in the here on Canvas. So you go to assignments and assignment one. At the moment, you cannot see this because it's only open at your time. However, you can see this one and it show you the information, right? The course outcome, the Redis, overview, the quiz content. I think most of you will focus on this one, number 4, the quiz content and format, right? And this is closed book, and it have 15 questions based on the content covered in the lectures and the tutorials prior to the quiz day. That means it also includes these quick lectures, okay? And here's some other notes. So the quizzes will have duration of 10 minutes, and which will automatically start after 10 minutes after your section time. For example, your section is start at 12:30. For example, it's 12:30. That's your sections. Then at 12:40, it will automatically start a quiz, and it will automatically close after that 15 minutes. That means if you are late, then it's already closed. Oh, and you will see the answer. Okay, I think I will add it. You will see the answer uh, by the end of the week because the other class need to do the quiz as well. So I won't show the correct answer, but you will see it. Um, you will see the correct answer of your questions because your questions it will be different from other student questions. It is randomized from a questions bank. So your questions and the student next to you and other student will be different. They are randomized, but you will see the answer of your questions by the end of the week. Okay. I can appear earlier if on the tutorial section finished. Okay. Okay. So any questions here, everyone? I think it's clear, right? Is backtracking available? You mean when you do the quiz, there is a button for you to go back to the previous question to change the answer if you want to, right? Yes, we do have it. There is, if you do the quiz, then there is a next and a previous button, I remember. And here you have in one side, you have a list of all the questions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can pick any questions you want to go back to that question to answer, or you can go to some other questions. We have a list here. Okay. We gonna do it on the no you will do it on the device in class, so you can use the computer in class or you can also use your own computer with the allowed which is allowed by the tutor. Okay, so the tutor will be uh, like observe you at the time. So actually I allow you to do on your, this can be your iPad, your phone, your laptop, but it's closed book. If you watch some material, then for sure you will get 0. Okay. If you still have other questions, feel free to put it there. I can answer you later. Now let's talk about the content. So last week we have examined the current state of the AI, right? Any student, do you remember how many waves of the AI development we mentioned last time? In the AI history, how many waves do we have? One, two, three, four. Put a number in the chat. Yes, excellent. That three wave. And what is the name of the current wave? Yes, deep learning. Excellent, everyone. You see, the quiz very easy. Just questions like that. Okay, so and in this week, we talk about the future with AI and uh, data science. So actually, we discussed two questions. The first one, how far can I go? Is it easy question to answer? And next, we will talk about data science. Okay, so here in beyond the current state of the art, we will discuss three things: the human versus AI, and try to answer this one or give some discussion. And after that, we will give introduction to data science. That's the outline of today lectures. Let's first about the talk. Let's talk about the first one, human versus AI, and because there is an approach in AI developments that is humanly, right? Humanly thinking, humanly or acting humanly. So human can be a boundary. Human can be the limitation for AI. If we try to build AI follow human, then human will be the boundary, right? So we first here um, uh, try to explore this one. If we put human and AI together, who will win? What do you think, everyone? If we examine about investigation about this problem, here is very well-known figures, well-known example. You will see that is um, the play between Gary Kasparov and Deep Blue. Okay, so Deep Blue is the is AI machine that is created to play chess by IBM, and the story is quite it's a little bit funny. So actually, the first time Kasparov played against Deep Blue is in night. So any student can know how to fix that. So the first year is a trend, sorry, 1996. But in that year, Kasparov he wins the Deep Blue. Okay, so he wins. And after that, in 1970 here, sorry, 1997, uh, they played again, and at this time, Deep Blues wins. Okay, and after that, Kasparov asked IBM to play again, but IBM they refused. So they just stopped there. And usually people mention that Deep Blue won against Gary Kasparov in chess. How about other one? All the competition between AI and machine further than the board game like the chess. So here we have the game show, TV game show that's called Jeopardy. Let's take a look at this one. It's quite a long time ago.
I remember that morning going to the lab and I was thinking, this is it. This is the last Jeopardy game.
This is Jeopardy, the IBM challenge. Here we go. Brad, if you're ready, make your first choice.
Let's take alternate meanings for 200, Alex.
Four-letter word for a vantage point or a belief. Brad.
What is a view?
Yes.
After the first clue of the game, which Brad won, I had.
So you can see that the Jeopardy is a TV game show. I think the format is quite similar to the game in Vietnam we call Ai là triệu phú, who is the millionaire something, right? Who is a millionaire? And I think you know that game, right? Uh, so several player will have a list of questions. They pick one questions and they will listen to the questions. They have some option. They select that option. If they can answer it correctly, then they get more and more money on the go, right? And in this one, IBM they have a project that's called Watson. So Watson server at the moment now at Watson server is actually commercialized and is used for in hospital in medicine instrument things. IBM they actually commercialized it, but at that time when they developed Watson server, they try to figure out if a machine can somehow consume, digest human knowledge, like written human knowledge, and they fit into Watson a lot of written documents like uh, Wikipedia, anything they can find on the internet, many things they can find on the internet, and let Watson learn about it. Okay, so Watson is can process language naturally. Okay, long time ago you can see, and when they play this game, actually uh, it's quite fair. It didn't know the questions in advance. It's just like other player. It's listen to the questions and from each knowledge page, uh, it get out the answer, right? I think it's quite a good achievement at that time, long time ago, before we have LLM model like nowadays. IBM they do have that, and they put IBM Watson to play with. I think these guys they are very good. I think they are kind of champion in the Japanese game around the world. But at the end, for sure, if we because data machine it can remember everything. If we talk about uh, extracting information, then how can we win against it? And IBM, is actually it wins the top prize of this game. Okay, so you can watching this one is quite interesting. Oh, sorry, you can't hear. Because oh, you can't hear me or you can't hear the video. Oh, I see. You can hear the video, but you can't hear me, right? Sorry, I will share again. Include sound. Oh, can't share sound. Go to device and select. Go to device and select this one. Okay, I think it's okay now. Noise suppression. Share. Include sound. Stream. Okay, thank you everyone. Yeah, I just summarized about this one. The IBM Watson long time ago, 2011. Um, and so that's two example from IBM, right? Now we have another example from different company. That's from DeepMind. DeepMind from a company from Alphabet with Google, right? Let's take a look at this one. And in this, it demonstrates the ability of the algorithm we call reinforcement learning. I think you have reinforcement learning. I think you already know about the concept of this one in tutorial one, right? It's actually studied using the reward system, right? And at the moment, it's very expensive. Now you can see that LLM or deep learning is so expensive, right? To run it, it consumes a lot of electricity, but it's nothing compared to reinforcement learning. It's even more expensive, right? But so at the moment, it's not very popular. However, uh, we many data scientists they believe they expect that reinforcement learning can be the answer to build AGI, right? Do you still remember AGI? Yeah, this one. Now see how it can be the good candidate to build AGI. Because when you use the reinforcement learning, this one now have no sound one. Uh, you don't need to put any human supervisor or any human data into it, human knowledge. No, not at all. The algorithm will learn by itself. For example, like this one, DeepMind uh, put the machine to play this game by itself. Okay. Um, And at the beginning, you can see it's quite clumsy, right? But after so maybe a few hours, it improved a lot. Okay, just 2 hours, right? It can play very good like an expert. So keep in mind there is no human knowledge in this one. So we don't teach anything. It just play by itself for many time and it improves by itself. Okay. So by that we can expect that we can really build something have the ability of learning by itself, right? And that's why we oh and this one after 240 minutes they call the magic happen because it can discover uh, a strategy to play this game very effective. You can see here it tried to dig you know a tunnel through this one, and for that it can earn a lot of points with one go. Okay, it automatically uh, gets by the algorithm, so with no human um, uh, you know mm, expertise. Okay, and the next one, AlphaGo Zero. It's very interesting. So AlphaGo Zero is built for this game. I think you know about this game, right? So this game is called the Go game, right? Go chess. So in Vietnamese, I think it's called cờ vây, right? And you only have the black and the white uh, point one, and you put it in the chessboard. Okay, just like that. And this game is more complicated than the chess game because it's quite you can freely put your your points as any place you want. It does not have specific rules like different types of the checkers in your chessboard like the chess or the game, right? This one is quite freely used and it's actually harder than the chess. um, so Google, they try to use the reinforcement learning to build an algorithm that can place AlphaGo. And AlphaGo zero is doesn't mean the version zero. It doesn't mean that. It's actually the third version of AlphaGo. That's the algorithm to play Go. And the interesting point is that at first they build something that nowadays they call it AlphaGo Lee because its algorithm is play against one game master called Lee. I can't remember his full name. Um, but it's win him and it's it just Lee elo rating. I think in playing chess they have the thing that's called elo rating, and AlphaGo Lee is this version. So it achieved this elo, and after that they build version, let's say a version 2 AlphaGo Master, and AlphaGo Master if above the elo of AlphaGo Lee. So AlphaGo Lee is either one that's won against uh, Lee, one of like the top player of this game globally. But AlphaGo Master is beyond that, is stronger than this one. Okay, is stronger with this high elo. And I remember when they let the two versions play together for 100 play, and AlphaGo Master it win this one 100 times. So you can say it's always wins. But after that, they build a thing that we call AlphaGo Zero. By zero here, it means they use no human knowledge. When they build AlphaGo Lee and AlphaGo Master, they still strict the algorithm, the model using human knowledge. Like they do have some common strategy or some good movement, some good strategy to implement inside the model with AlphaGo Lee and AlphaGo Master. However, in AlphaGo Zero, they put no human knowledge at all. They just let uh, the the AI model to play by itself. Uh, so it improve itself, and you can see here after just about 3 days is go beyond the elo of AlphaGo Lee, and after that, after I think about 40 days something, no 21 days is go above the level, the elo rating of the AlphaGo Master. And at the moment, it's kind of AlphaGo. They can say they actually solve this game because you can see here no human like can win it, kind of, because when they make the AlphaGo Zero to play with AlphaGo Master in 100 games, and it won 100 game. So you can see that's AlphaGo Zero. It is your reinforcement learning with no human um, with no human input. I mean no human knowledge. Okay, but you may think it's still the board game, teacher. Yeah, so also so here they have the interview with this guy is another player, top player is this game. I think his level is above the Lee, Lee rating. And in this interview, if you watch the time, it's quite interesting. He feel very stressed after he lost against AlphaGo. Okay. So, and if you think that's AlphaGo teacher, it's just for the board game. You have the fixed play to put uh, on the board game, like on the board like that. So even you say it's complicated, but it's not very complicated. So here, DeepMind they continue to build the thing called Alpha Star, so it can play the game StarCraft game and against very strong team in the world called Mana, and so they play kind of um, at quite good. Okay, so Alpha Star, and then I also deploy the reinforcement learning. But beyond that, so Google, they they try to figure out if we can continue to generalize the ability of reinforcement learning like that, and they build a thing called mu zero. So what is mu zero for? Mu zero is can master so many games without even knowing the rules. Okay, so here the key difference in the AlphaGo Zero or in AlphaGo or Alpha Star. Actually, we don't input the human knowledge like the strategy. When you see this situation, we should do this or that, we don't input that. It can still solve. However, we input the rules of the game, right? However, in mu zero we don't input that. It just play by itself, and when it violates the rules of the game, it just stop. Okay, but the mu zero here, when so why we care about the rules games? Because if we don't even give it the rules of the game, then it means it can learn play in any game. It don't need to know the rules of the game at the beginning. It You can just put it there. It will play and it will play by itself. That's Muzero. It can master many games without even knowing the rules. And okay, so
Dear fellow scholars, this is 2-minute papers with Károly Zsolnai Fehér. Some papers come with an intense media campaign journey to defeat.
okay, so you can see here, it's quite interesting with this video, but it's it take time here. Just show you that the AlphaGo, sorry, the Mu Zero is can wins many game, right? It can get the top in many game compared to other algorithm that's good in that game. Okay, so you can see it can master many game without uh, knowing even the
to
rules of the
discuss
game.
how we can infuse an AI agent.
That's quite high level of generalization in AI. And recently, after this one, if you keep checking the Mu Zero on the internet, you will see recently they have some real application with the Mu Zero. So, okay, so at first they try to make it to play any game, and after that they will try to put it to learn to do some problem. You don't even know about the rules, so it's like kind of figure out itself. Okay, so that's the Mu Zero. So, so what do you think here, everyone? Can some human that's good at this one? I don't think so. Maybe they can good at some game, but for like 50 game or something like
Dear
that,
fellow
even don't know rules, then this I think is quite hard, right? Okay. But you may have the question, teachers, even that's hard, but it's still just a game. Now, with the real thing, yes, we do have some real things like this one. In 2019, again, we back to the company IBM. they have the thing that we call project debater. So project debater is this one. So it's this machine, and uh, it can listen to you, it can answer to you in natural language. Long time ago, before we have ChatGPT, right? Um, so what is good about project debater compared to Watson server that IBM had before? So for Watson server, the key thing is about it is it can learn the huge amount of knowledge, and it can extract the right information from that knowledge, right? For example, when you ask what is the first year of Vietnamese history, it can get that information from its database, kind of, right? But project debaters is one step further. When you get the information, can you do reasoning? Can you debate with it? So that's a project debater for. Okay. And if you watch on YouTube, they put project debater in uh, many company that we call the World Debating Championship. And like we do debating, right? That's the contest. And when they let it to play with this guy, he is the champions in the world in this year. So I think he's very very good, very strong in debating, right? And if you watch on the internet about that, it's very interesting. So um, at first they will give one topic, and the topic I watched here, you can check the video here. It is about, should we subsidize the preschool? Okay, so should we subsidize the preschool? And when they listen to the topic, so the project debater doesn't know about the topic beforehand. When it go to the game, it will listen to the topic. So when it know about the topic, each side will have about 15 minutes to prepare for the debate, and then they give their argument. And when you listen to it, you will. I'm so surprised that you say something like, because there are two sides, right? We should subsidize or we should not subsidize the preschool. And for project debaters, it to this side. So it try it to support uh, subsidize the preschool. And when you watch the recording, it says something like, we should do it because the reason number one, if we do that, then the parents can have some economical benefit or something. It do some. I just give some example. I don't remember exactly its argument, but it do something like that. It gives that very good argument, everyone. And then the second reason, because according to this research by this year by some author, uh, in that research they found something, and in other survey or something. So it gives several very strong arguments, everyone, and I'm so surprised with that. So okay, so both sides will have uh, 4 minutes for opening statements, and it do something like that. And then to this guy, he also have 4 minutes for reporter. And after that, it also listen to this guy's arguments, and then it will, you know um, like in the second round, it will try to rebuttal these guy arguments. And if you listen to that, like it say, uh, thanks Harris, even your poise is look strong. However, in your point number one, there is something. In your point number two, is actually in a research, it's mentioned that this boy is not something like that. Okay, so it's a, very, for me, is very interesting to watch. And if you are not good at debating, maybe you cannot beat it, right? However, in this games, actually, Horis won because this is the TV game show, everyone. So they have an option for the audience to text um, to them to select who will be the winner. And I guess maybe Harris, he have more ranks, more relative than this machine, right? Maybe that's the reason he won. But if you look at that, it's very interesting. And they put the project debater to debate with other people as well. Okay. So that's, oh, and the next one, this I think it just this year or last year. when they successfully make a robot to do the surgery, and they actually let it do the real surgery without human help. It will do it automatically by itself. Okay, I can't imagine it's happened so fast like that, and it actually already happened. You can check on YouTube here. Because this long one is look, maybe some student, if they have some issue looking at the blog and the organs, maybe they feel not good, so I don't show it. But here I pick one, like the demo, so you can see how it's performed in some demo situation. Is easy to see. So you can see that they try to put it in the situation that hard, but it can still do it. And the interesting point is here, when you see someone intervened it, right? Disrupt the task when they put it through in this one, but it can still continue successfully. Okay. Okay. So that's achievement. So what do you think about humans and AI against human against AI? Is it who will win? Okay. And but that's one battle, right? Now we talk about the other side. What if we put in the other side, AI not go against us, is not compete with us, but is we become our assistant and even further become our friends. Like nowadays you have the term that's called AI companions, right? What will happen? Let's take this one. I think it's still, in their internal developments, but it's very impressive to look at this one from Google that's called Project Astra. It looks like when you watch some scientific movie, but it's actually working as their place.
I'm here with the latest research prototype of Project Astra, and we're going to see how it can help me fix my bike. Hey, go online and look for a user's manual for a Huffy mountain bike.
I have found a user manual for you. What would you like to know about it?
Okay, cool. Now scroll until you find the section about the brakes.
Sure thing. Looking for that page now.
I think I stripped this screw. Can you go on YouTube and find a video for how to fix that?
Of course. I'm opening YouTube now. This looks like a good video.
Place a rubber band over the head of the screw.
Oh, nice.
Press down
Thanks.
firmly.
Can you go through my emails with the bike shop and find which size hex nut I need?
Sure. According to the email from Bicycle Habitat, you need a 3/8" hex nut for your sprocket. I've highlighted the correct bin for you.
It seems like I need a spare tension screw. Can you call the nearest bike shop and see what they have in stock?
Yep. Calling them now. I'll get back to you with what they have in stock.
I think my brake pads are wearing down. Can you check the manual again and see if it talks about them anywhere?
According to the manual, if you look on page
Hey.
24,
Do you want to get lunch?
Yeah, give me 5 minutes. Can you finish what you were saying?
as I was saying, if you look on page 24, section 2, you'll see how to replace the brake pads.
Hey, any updates on that call?
Yep, I just got off of the bike shop. They confirm they have your tension screw in stock. Would you like me to place a pickup order?
Could you show me some examples of dog baskets I could put on my bike?
Sure, I can help you with that. Just give me a moment. Here are some options. I think Zuka would look really great in these.
Okay, so here you can see that is the idea. Now, recently you have heard about the term we call the AI agent, right? So AI agent is go beyond what can do with the AI chatbot. With the AI chatbot, you can look for the information, right? It can give you the answer of the thing. But for the AI agent, it not just give you the answer, it actually can do it for you. Like in this demonstration, you can see the Astra. I don't know what is the final name they gave to it, but let's say it's Astra. The Astra agent from Google is actually called to the bike shop, right? It called to the bike shop and check for the crew or something. It's actually do it. And recently, the ChatGPT also um, distribute thing that's also the AI agent. If you ask it, the nearby restaurant, it can it can also check the book for you, and it can also do that. Okay, so that's called the AI agent. And like when you ask it the recipe for some dish, it will show you the ingredient, and it may ask you if you want me to book the ingredients from your local grocery store. It can do something so it's called the AI agent. And at the moment, at the now it's not very popular, but I think in the future, let's see. So it's kind of, and the next thing we have the thing that's called pi zero. That is the foundation model. So I think you already know about the foundation model in the tutorial one, right? And pi zero is the foundation model for general purpose robot. Let's see what it can do. That's very good at the moment, right? But it can do it.
It's good to me.
Okay, so that's about pi zero, the foundation model. So it can be our physically support, right? The next one, we do have a thing for psychology student. I think you do know about this one. We have the therapist, the AI therapist, and which one can I put here? That the WUPOT, so it can support the mental health people. Let's check this one to see if it's good.
It's like this strange sadness that you cannot explain, You just feel really tired, defeated. You start crying at the most random moments of the day. You start to wonder whether you're sick. The two key messages that it's a hectic industry. People work after hours more often than not. There's always some messed up that can just frustrate you, throw you off. Or flare up over like stupid things like an email or some random text that just triggers me. It's the first time I'm trying like a chatbot. Kind of skeptical, to be honest.
So they do have a thing that's called cognitive behavioral therapy in psychology, I think.
It's asking me to give like 2 or 3 negative thoughts that I have right now. It's telling me to rewrite this negative thought. Will it really help me? Just give it a shot. Today didn't help me exactly in what I was expecting, like talk about my feelings. What it did help was that it's creating this consistency, encouraging me to be accountable. What today got me pretty reflective. I never expected it. But the enough it also encouraged me to take a long walk just to get my head clear.
So you can see that that kind of can help people out.
That's how CBT works. It's like a muscle you have to flex, I guess.
So exactly, so you look for some patterns of thinking and behavior, and then think of strategies to deal with.
Okay, and it's actually in Australia now the psychologist chatbot, AI psychologist chatbot it could be a part of Australian's official health system. So you can check more here.
A few years ago, many trained mental health
by 32. Experts warn ethical standards before.
Okay.
A few years.
And other mental health support chatbot you can check here. Yeah, you can check them out there beside the Woobot. But there is also the dark side, right? Let's see this one. AI companions. Is that a cure or danger? That's a real story from the founder.
This is me and my best friend, Roman. We met in our early 20s back in Moscow. I was a journalist back then, and I was interviewing him for an article on the emerging club scene because he was throwing the best parties in the city. He was the coolest person I knew, but he was also funny and kind and always made me feel like family. In 2015, we moved to San Francisco and rented an apartment together. Both startup founders, both single, trying to figure out our lives, our companies, this new city together. I didn't have anyone closer. 9 years ago, 1 month after this photo was taken, he was hit by a car and died. I didn't have someone so close to me die before. It hit me really hard. Every night I would go back to our old apartment and just get on my phone and read and reread our old text messages. I missed him so much. By that time, I was already working on conversational AI, developing some of the first dialect models using deep learning. So one day, I took all of his text messages and trained an AI version of Roman so I could talk to him again. For a few weeks, I would text him throughout the day, exchanging little jokes just like we always used to, telling him what was going on, telling him how much I missed him. It felt strange at times, but it was also very healing. Working on Roman's AI and being able to talk to him again helped me grieve. It helped me get over one of the hardest periods in my life. I saw firsthand how an AI can help someone, and I decided to build an AI that would help other people feel better. This is how Replica, an app that allows you to create an AI friend that's always there for you, was born. And it did end up helping millions of people.
So
every day we see how our AI friends make a real difference in people's lives.
She is the founder of Replica, the company that help you to build like the AI clone of someone.
And was struggling to reconnect with the world.
Right? But
his Replica gave him courage, and comfort, and confidence, so he could start meeting new. And Harvard released a paper showing how Replica helps reduce loneliness. The better companion could do way past that point.
It's a little bit, it takes time a little bit, but at the end part, she also discussed about the other side, the dark side of AI companions. If you do have the replicants of the people who pass away, is that a cure, or it just some attachments, or it can bring some
flourishing metric for AI
yeah.
and bring us back
Yeah,
trends and
so you can check more. So he's uh, the founder of that company giving that talk. Okay, so you have seen many things, right? AI can do from physical work to mental work like in your mind. So what can AI do, everyone? So in your opinions, now I have a question for you. What can AI do in your opinions? Have no idea. I just listening. So when I asked that's one, so in previous delivery in previous classes, some student told me several several things that they think that AI can do, like giving birth, like but actually it now it can do it, right? Like it can, I did not put that work in this slide, but I have remember there is the work in US or some country. They have the factory where the AI is can design the machine, like it can design part of the robot itself, right? And for each version, like each generation, it can improve it after checking things. It can improve it. So even that it can do, right? It can replicate itself. And other students may talk about doing the research, because now that we do have the AI, because the human we invented, we have some research, good scientific research to create it. So we think that AI can do it, right? But actually, it can do it, do the research, actual research, and it's even better than us. So you can see here some example. This one I take from the Nature, and this is in the field. I don't know in this field, but it's actually is can do research in uh, thermoelectric material. I don't know if some an engineer student they do not know about that. This one, but in this field, we need to find some new material with some better characteristic to fit into to think like for thermoelectric stuff, something like that. And with the AI, it can really boost the performance of do research. And okay, so the long story short, the AI it can do the research faster than the real human, at least 3 years if it is the real researcher in this field. Okay, in some invention, it can even go beyond the human, 7 years or even 8 years. Okay, so you can check further information there. When they put the material, the abstract of many people in the field for the AI to read, and it can predict the new chemical years before the human researcher can say it, right? And another one, we have the thing called alpha evo. This is also from DeepMind, and yeah, for sure they deploy um, the reinforcement learning. And if I remember correctly, uh, one of the author of this one, he gets the Nobel Prize, right? Recently.
Today, you might be witnessing history in the making. I am so excited to tell you about this. I cannot wait any longer. This new paper is called Alpha Evolve, and it is absolute insanity. I had the honor of having a look at it earlier before its release, and it's been days now, and my head is still spinning. You see, about 900 of our videos ago, or 9 years ago, this was the state of the art in AI. Yes, now you might think I flipped out because a neural network learned to rotate this car into a frontal position, or that it sorted these lines. But no, not at all. I flipped out because it learned not just to solve a task at hand, but because it learned to create an algorithm to do that. I thought this concept might make it big one day. And now, 9 years later, finally, this is the day. Here is Alpha Evolve, an evolutionary coding agent that grows algorithms and computer code out of nothing. It is absolutely crazy. It was given 50 open problems in mathematics, geometry, combinatorics, and more. And in 75% of these cases, it was able to rediscover the best solution the smartest humans were able to come up with so far. That
So you can see the thing is that Alpha Evo is the AI model is can do scientific research, actual scientific research, like it can create the algorithm to solve the things. And he mentioned that for many issue, like 75%, right? It can comes up with the best solution we do have nowadays, and even more than that, some solution is comes up better than what we have at the moment. Okay, so we can continue watching. It's a little bit long, but it's very interesting that now it go beyond the ability of
today you
researchers actually. And there is, I remember there is one algorithm we are still using in our computer nowadays to multiply the matrix, because in our computer we need to do the multiplication, and especially with the deep learning we do a lot of matrix multiplication, right? And the current algorithm, the human we using nowadays is created by a human, and is considered as the best algorithm we do have for, I think, several decades. But with Alpha Evo DeepMind, they discovered there is a better solution, a better algorithm, and we did not fight for decades, right? 50 years or something. Okay, it's better than the matrix algorithm, the matrix multiplication algorithm we do have at the moment. I cannot remember exactly the name of that, but now here you still use it in your machine because it's in the silicon, in the hardware below. But alpha evo, that is a story. So what could be the boundary for the AI? So you can see here now it go beyond the human. So if we take the human as the boundary for AI, no, now is meaningless, right? Because it's go beyond us. So to answer this one is
Anh
actually
coi nó làm theo sức trợ của mình à. Giờ anh có coi features đúng không?
hello.
Nếu anh
Somebody
có thực
talking.
sự cần authentication không?
Some student asked, she's talking, right? You forgot to to turn off your mic. Okay. So to answer this question is not easy at all, everyone, because uh, we cannot list on the achievement of the AI and predict the future of that is so hard. It's so many of them. So in order to answer these questions, we need to go back to the foundation. Like we need to answer sometime even uh, the philosophy questions, okay? Because the AI is the artificial intelligence, right? So first we need to define what is intelligence. So if we know what is intelligent and what is not intelligent, so the boundary will be there. If something is not intelligent, then AI cannot reach to that's boundary, right? So but even to define the intelligence is not easy at all, right? So what is intelligence? Okay, it's not. But even the harder part, it define this work the artificial. So what is artificial and what is not? What is made by human? What is not natural? How we can define that? And when I when I think, when I investigate about these questions, it actually comes up with very old questions in philosophy. If you read about it, there is a questions in philosophy, and we try to answer it for 1,000 years. Actually, what am I? Because when we know what am I and what is not, then we can split the boundary between what is the artificial and what is not, right? So it actually comes up with the question we have. Actually, what am I? Not who am I, but what am I? Okay, so that's actually uh, very hard question to answer. So here I just give you some example. Okay. Um, okay, so let's say, because in biology we discover that our cell, the cell in our body is going to live with us for our lifelong, right? For example, the skin tissue or the bone tissue and other cells, blood tissues, they will be die someday, right? They just continuously die and replaced by the other one, right? And there is like some number of years. It depends on the people and that's other condition. However, it's about 6 years or 12 years. I can't remember exactly, but there is a period of time, and the biologists they discover that more than 90% of the cells in our body will be replaced by the new one. That means you at the time and you at your body at the time and your body about 6 year or 12 year in the past 6 year, in the past 12 year is different 90%. So the question is that is that still you or not? Like you now and you in the past, is the same people or not? Right? So many students, oh, it's easy questions and teachers, it's the same. Even it's 99% of changing, it's still me. Okay, if you think that, it's look quite simple, right? But now I have another question for you. So if you answer that, like here, I have a bottle, right? I have a bottle. What do you think if I take um, the top of the bottle, just this part, and this part I think is account for uh, about 10% of total bottle, right? If I only take this cover and I put this cover to another bottle, what do you think? Is the new bottle with this one the same with the previous one? And you will answer it's different, right? It doesn't mean because I put this one, it's just 10%, it cannot make the previous one. So if you think this one and then this one with another body will be the different one. So that means you and you in 6 years ago are two different people. So who were you? And actually, what are you? Okay, so that actually uh, very hard questions and it's about philosophy, and I answering these questions is beyond the scope of this course, and actually I read some book about this one, but I that's so long as the complicated answer, to be honest. But here, if for you to for a student maybe curious, I don't want to make you stressful because I raised the answer and I give you no clue, so I give you here just some clues, some hints. It's not the answer, everyone. It's not the answer. It's just some clue for the questions. What am I? So here I think you know about Decaster, right? Decaster is very well known. Um, he is both philosophies and also the mathematicians, right? Um, and he have this quote: "I think, therefore I am." So he makes some connection between what we are with our thoughts, not the body, right? So it go beyond what we are discussing. So it's the answer can be somewhere there. But focus on this one, everyone. He did not say we are our thoughts, but he just say there are some connection between us and our thoughts closer than the body. He did not mention about the body, right? He mentioned about the thoughts, right? It can be the door open to these questions. Okay. So what we talk is actually affect to us so much more than the other things like the body, right? But I did not answer that questions here. So actually answering the questions, how far can I go, is so complicated, everyone. It's so complicated. It's go really beyond the field, even the field of AI research, right? However, luckily, we don't need to go to that nightmare to answer those questions. We need to answer another question more practical. Even we don't know how far it can go, we need to know if it go under the direction we human are going to make, like in the tutorial section 1 you already know at the moment we have narrow AI, right? Next, we can have AGI, and after that, we may have super intelligence. And super intelligence it can have the ability that we call self-aware, right? Self-aware is the ability to do like critical thinking. So, like for example, when you ask it questions, for current chatbot, it's always answer you, it's always obey you, it's always follow your instruction. However, when it's reached to the stage self-aware, when you ask it to do something, it may raise another questions. Why do I need to do this one? Do I want to do it or do I like to do it? If I'm not happy here, maybe I won't do it at all, right? Is it kind of something? And even in the worst case, I think you recognize this one, right? It's from the movie Terminators when the Skynet is the fictional machine. That is the AI model that's reached to the level of uh, super intelligent and self-aware. And when it do reasoning, it think that human is not good for us, and it think that a better way to develop is to destroy the human altogether. Okay, so the questions here is that if someday AI it reached to that level, like the AGI, even further super intelligence, will it still our friends, or it will like eliminate us all together, right? Like this one, the quote from Stephen Hawking: it can be the best things, it can be the worst things. If we are not careful, it can be the last thing that we can invent it or we can see, right? So from Stephen Hawking, I think Professor Stephen Hawking. So we need to answer these questions. In the future, still it good for us or will it destroy it, right? That's a very practical answer. And at the moment, we take it really seriously, everyone. Big
Hôm bữa có
company.
hỏi với nó nè, what breakdown structure.
Yeah, some students forget to turn off the mic again. So that is story that many governments and the companies they are trying to ask. They are trying to build the tools, the way to prevent the bad future from it, because actually there are some possibility it can happen, right? We have the AI, it can be good or it can be evil. There are both can happen, right? So our task now, beside develop the AI, is how to control the AI. And in the last module of this course, um, luckily, now human, because we are in the civilization for thousands of years, we know that there are two most powerful tools to control the civilization. And someday, if AI reach to that level, we can consider it as a civilization. And the two best tools to control the civilization is ethics and law. That's why so many company and government nowadays they focus on ethics and law for AI development, and we will use the whole module 3 to talk about that. Okay, so that it is there to make us safe for the future, right? Because if you imagine we are so smart compared to our cat or dog, right? So a cat or dog cannot know what is in our mind, right? But if we are a good person, we do not harm them. But if we are the bad person, we will do harm them, right? And someday, if AI reach to the level of super intelligence, so we because it's so smarter than us, maybe our IQ is just 120 something, maybe up to 200 of some very smart people. But super intelligence it can reach to the IQ of 500. How you can imagine what in its mind? You cannot even imagine, right? So it can make some decision, maybe very good for us, maybe it can destroy us. Just like the way many people don't treat well to animal, that is weaker than us, right? And we try to avoid that with the two-tone ethics law. So we'll talk about that later. Okay. So actually, that is some discussion about the AI development in the future. So do you have any questions here, everyone, before we go to the next part, the data science? Nope. Don't have any questions? Okay. So now let's talk about data science. And here I just repeat the slide I show you, I think, in lectures number 1. Data science, you can see that if you focus on the job markets out there in IT, that is the fastest growing IT job in this period. So data scientists, right? And data scientists is the one who do the data science. So in the rest of these lectures, we will talk about two things. The first one, data science. What is it? And the second one, we talk about one half of data science, the main part of data science nowadays, that's the data. What types of data we do have nowadays? So this thing is will be prepared the foundation for the next module in this course. That is about the practical model. Okay. So here is the concept. Data science, that's a big field and is there for a long time. So we have different definition. Here, I guess some common, some well accepted concept of data science. So data science is interdisciplinary, like that's the cross-disciplinary academic field. So it's the cross-field academic field, okay? And it's as extracting knowledge and insight from the data, okay? So this is the definition from Wikipedia. Data science is about extracting knowledge and insight from the data. That you give it a lot of data, you ask it, or you try to get the knowledge or the data, the insight from that data. So that's from Wikipedia. And from the IBM, they have more specific concept. Data science is compiled because here we say it's cross-field, but cross-field is that it's compiled math, statistics, and programming and AI and machine learning to uncover insight hidden in data. So they decide it's like more specific. So to summarize, data science is about we combine um, many means to discover the insight from the data, right? So data science is we combine many things to make some algorithm, to make some work, to make some model to get the insight from the data for us. So it's called data science. And so simply put, it is just my opinion. Too easy to see the thing, too easy to remember the thing. Data science, you can look at it like a combination of data and machine learning. By machine learning here, I mean any way to get out the value information, the value insight from the data. So we call it machine learning, and you will learn machine learning in more detail later. And also in module 2, you have the chance to build your own machine learning model. Okay, so you will know when you put, sorry, when you have a data, right? You from psychology, you from food tech, you from IT, you collect some data and you can build a model to get something from that data for you. And that's machine learning. So in to simply put, you can remember data science is the combination between data and some method to get the insight from that data, and uh, we we call that machine learning. Okay. So here are two parts in data science, the data and machine learning. For machine learning, we will talk in next lectures. For now, we will talk about the data. Okay. So what is the data? So data is a collection of value, and the values here, I mean the numbers, right? The numbers can be discrete or continuous, right? Um, but it's not just a messy collection of value. Those values it should convey some information, right? That's something that we can further interpret, right? So again, data is a collection of values that have some information inside, right? It's not a random values, it's not a massive value. It is some values, collection of many values, but there is some information, there is something inside. We call that data, okay? So it doesn't mean not on the thing will be the not on the value will be the data, right? It's become the values will become the data, when it actually have some information inside. And the data is have it can be in many form. Now we talk about the form or the format of the data. We have the thing that's called tabular data. That is data in the form of the table. We will talk about this one very carefully in detail in next lectures. And you also like build a model to run on the tabular data, one of the most effective types of data we do have nowadays because it's very well organized. Next one, text data, like your natural language, audio data, or visual data. Okay, so now let's give you some example tabular data. How does that look like? So these are the example of the tabular data, and this one actually you will use it for the next module. So, like let's say you want to build a machine learning model to predict the housing price. You want to build that model? So now you need to collect many data, and the data when you collect it can be look like this one. You have a table with so many columns and rows, and like you have the column about the property types, needs, place, districts, the price, area, something like that. And you have the row. So the first row here is each for the first house, right? The first apartment. And this is the second apartment. This is the third apartment. Okay. You will learn about the detail later, but here I just give you two concepts to keep in mind. In data science, we call the column. In tabular data, we call it feature. Okay, so take note this one, everyone. If you want to, features will be the column. Let's say we have the feature area, the feature orientation, the feature district, the feature legal document. So each column we call the feature, and each row here is called a sample. Okay, we have sample number one. That is the house number one. Sample number two, sample three, sample four, sample five. So each sample will have all the info about one house, like in this example. Okay, so here is the example of a tabular data, and tabular data if you have the file of the tabular data, it can be stored in two extension. This is the two common file extension for tabular data. That's the CSV or the XLS SL sorry XLSX. So that is the Excel file. Okay, so Excel file or the CSV. This is the plain text and this is the Excel file. So commonly you have tabular data in CSV or XLSX. So we talked about that already. The next one, textual data. So just like the name implies, that's in the data in text format, like the writing, the sentence, emails, the post, comments, website contents. And if you store the data, most of the time it will be stored in the plain text, like with the extension txt. Okay, that's a file extension for texture data. And you have another concept called text corpus. So text corpus is the large collection of text data. And with text data, you can do some tasks in machine learning in data science. It's called information retrieval. You get information from the data, or natural language processing when you process to understand the sentence, like the chatbot they do this step, natural language processing to understand the text you input. The information extraction, okay, they are similar but different thing. Okay, and here example of the text data. Okay, you have some sentence in some document. Yeah, like when you want to build some AI lawyer or something, you can give it this data set, something like that. Okay, audio data. Okay, so the audio data is it just represent the sound like speech, voice, song, and a common file extension will be wave, WAV, FLOC, or MP3. Okay, so those are the common types of the audio data. And the common task you do with this types of data is speech recognition. It will convert your speech into text of voice recognition. So for recognition, it is due to like you say something, and your friend says something, what voice recognition is will know this is your voice or this is other one voice. It's like face recognition when you look at the face and you know who face is that. Voice recognition is about is similar but for voice. So voice recognition it will say whose voice is that. Okay. And other ones like environmental sound recognition, it recognize what is the surrounding sound, text to speak. Like you have several service online nowadays. When you input the text, it can make like the audio for you. Like audiobook is very good now at the moment with the deep learning. And image data, okay, so is the visual presentation. It can be 2D or 3D, and typical file extension for image is JPEG, PNG. If you have the transparent background, use this one. JPEG is smaller because it's very compressed. Or TIFF image is bigger, okay. And the task you can do with the image data is include image classification, so you have several images and you want to ask is image of a cat, image of a dog, image of a chair or something. So we call that image classification. And image retrieval, like you have a collection of so many images. Now you want to put a prompt. I want to get the image of my birthday. Okay, and it will find out the image for you. So it's like you do with the Google search. Okay, image retrieval. Object recognition, so it look at your image and it will point out which one is uh, the laptop, which one is the people, which one is the furniture inside your image. So we call that the image recognition. And segmentation, so with the self-driving car, it need to do segmentation like when with the camera is in front of it, which part of the image will be the road, which part of the image will be the street, which part of the image will be the people to make the decision. And that's the segmentation. And it's so segmentation is just like object or recognition, but it do in the pixel level. It can draw very, you know, um, very correct boundary of the object, right? That kind of segmentation. And here's some example of the image data set. So well-known one, the first one here is called the Cipher 10, one of the, Hello World image data set for computer vision. So it have 10 classes in it. It have many images about airplane, automobile, bird, and so on. And another one for um, this is for digit recognition. We have an image called MNIST. Also very well-known one. It's a collection of the writing of 10 digits from 0 to 8, sorry, to 9. And another example like the chest bed is the image data set in medicine when they have the X-ray image. And for the Waymo dataset is like this one. You can see this is actually the 3D image. So you can see the 3D set here. It's used to can be used to train the self-driving car. Oh, and that's it for today lectures. Before we stop, any question, everyone? Okay, while waiting for your questions, I just want to show you that in next week we will study about machine learning. Okay, so that's the two part of data science. This week we talk about the data. Next week we talk about machine learning, and after that, in week 5 you will do the practice. You will have your hands-on exercise, hands-on project on building the machine learning model using your own data. And I would just want to remind again that this week and next week we do have the quiz, right? So please come to your tutorial sections as your timetable. Okay, I think I have one questions about the quiz. When we come to the tutorial quiz, we'll start up nothing like I mentioned in the beginning. I just showed you again here is actually there. You can check it here. So the quiz will automatically start 10 minutes after the starting time of your tutorial section. Like your section is 12:30, it will automatically start at 12:40, and it's also automatically close after that 50 minutes. So if you don't go in that 50-minute time
Đang
slot,
làm 1 trong 3
then you
đúng không?
miss it. Yeah. Okay, thank you for the questions. Another question, everyone? Is today content? Yes. Yes, Khoi. This can be in this week quiz, or it can also be in next week quiz as well. Okay. Because I mentioned here, actually, I mentioned everything very clear here. The content. So the content will be covered in the lectures and tutorial prior to the quiz days. So it actually can be anything up to that day. Okay. Any other questions? So you can type 0 if you don't have any other questions. Oh, very specific questions. Yes, you can ask Anki. You can also like talk if you want to. -0.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much for the lecture. I just saw that yesterday I had a question coming up while trying one of the like pre-class assignments from I think the first lecture even. And it was on chess playing because we had to click on like whether a chess playing program is considered like thinking rationally or acting rationally, etc. And the answer said it is thinking rationally, but then I wondered why is it not acting rationally? Because I understand that it's based on like thinking rationally as it uses math and logic and probability to make the best moves and to predict what moves the opponent will make. But I also thought like a chess playing program also takes decisions based on like the best possible outcome. So that's why I was wondering why it's not considered acting rationally.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. So your friends, maybe she asked the question of the quiz in the on the canvas, right? I think
Yeah.
maybe somewhere here, right? Yes, it's
Yeah.
a thinking rationally because for acting rationally, you will think about some robot or some self-driving car. So in self-driving car or in robot, it needs to think about that. Like it needs to have a plan first, right? And after that, it would actually do the things, right? For the self-driving car, it can watch the streets and other things. Then it will decide to turn the turning wheel left or right, or push the pedal in how many forks or something. So it's called acting rationally. That is. It's like acting. You let the agent is working in in, let's say, in some physical environment, some real work scenario. But for the chess playing, it doesn't need to do that. So you can see when you see the chess is a move from one place to another place. It actually just the breath. It's just the breath. Uh, it's not about acting. The, so in the chess playing is
Mm,
it's about thinking.
mm.
Yeah. Is it
I see,
clarify
I
your
see.
concern? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I see. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, then we can finish here. But feel free to continue asking me if you still have other questions. Like you can put in the chat, or you can also email me. Okay. So thank you very much, everyone, and see you next time. Okay. Goodbye.